Hi, I'm Pat Gunn, and this is the first video in a Let's Play for Fallout 4. In the past, I did Let's Plays of Skyrim, and I think a small number of other games. And I thought it would be interesting to do a Let's Play of Fallout 4 because it kind of touches on a lot of interesting topics. So, see, first I'm going to need to actually get it to the point where it's playable.
You're gonna knock him dead at the Veterans Hall tonight, hun.
You think?
And
Absolutely.
when it's going through some of the pre-rendered scenes, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I'm going to do this Let's Play. So,
Hey, my turn, big guy.
I usually end up playing with female characters. I am playing in a resolution that I'm not really used to playing. Let's see. What would... maybe. Yeah, that's a good look. Maybe change the hair. Let's see. I guess here there's the interesting issue in that the hair that you might wear after the apocalypse is a little bit different than the hair you would wear before. So, but I usually really like this hairstyle.
Did you go to the hairdresser yesterday?
Let's see. Unfortunately, this ends up often being kind of...
Sean has my eyes.
It's pretty often that I end up making characters that are really pretty similar to... Ooh, those are weird.
Sean totally has your eyes.
Even though my eyes seem to be changing very rapidly recently. A little bit tired looking. This is actually a pretty good default face. I guess there's always that danger when you end up having face makers that you end up creating something that just doesn't look nearly as good as the default. Let's see. I hate the clothing. Go for thin, maybe a little bit muscular. But yeah, this clothing, it's just hideous. Extras. Let's do a little bit of character. Maybe there was a childhood accident or something. Just often find that in real life, don't want people who look like they've been beat up, but often people just look a little bit better with a little bit of character. I mean, with that. It's not
as beautiful as the day we met.
Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, you have to apply it and then accept it. Okay, that's how you do it. Now we're done. And, oh, did I not get to choose a name? Anyhow.
Good morning, Mum. Your coffee.
Thanks, Codsworth.
Of course, Mum.
Sugar bombs. 100% daily value of sugar. Grognak the Barbarian and the Jungle of the Bat Babies.
Oh, guess who's outside? Hey, howdy.
Hun?
Wow, look at you. How'd a guy like me ever get so lucky, huh?
Oh, you can help. Anyhow, I know clothes don't really make people, but man, these are such nasty clothes.
More of the same.
I shall attend to young Sean.
I know we were nervous at first, but I'm glad we got Codsworth.
So the way that we're going to play this is, I'm not going to fuss out.
How can someone so small drink so much?
I'm not going to get too fussy when my character ends up getting killed, but I do tend to play fairly stealthily. I might skip over some of the settlement building stuff.
Enjoy your coffee, Mum.
Those of us who played Fallout 3 might remember the sounds of the nursery in that game.
I don't know why he keeps bothering her.
I'll be sweeping up the floors later.
It actually manages to make a cute baby, and that's kind of rare in video games. Oh.
Good morning. Vault-Tec calling.
Good morning.
Isn't it? Just look at that sky out there. You can't begin to know how happy I am to finally speak with you. I've been trying for days. It's a matter of utmost urgency, I assure you.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I don't want to talk to you.
No, you do. Now I know you're a busy woman, so I won't take up much of your time. Time being, I'm here today to tell you...
Okay, yep.
Sounds great.
Oh, I just need...
The apocalypse? Well, hell, sign me up.
That's the spirit.
Okay, so ordinarily I like to play a super intelligent character. You typically don't want to totally skimp out on the rest of your attributes. Like a 1 and stuff tends to hold you back a little bit too much. Actually, charisma is kind of important. You want some endurance. Yeah, I mean, later on in the game, you kind of have to boost most of these up significantly further, but for now, this is how I'm going to do it. More intelligence gives you more XP, and that's really pretty important. Why is it not... Oh, this is where you name your character. Okay. There is a name for my character, Tabitha. Actually, that's, well, it's okay. In Fallout New Vegas, there's a super mutant by the name of Tabitha. Maybe I'll...
Wonderful.
Oh, fudge.
That's everything.
Well, I was meaning to change the name again, but hit the wrong button. I'll just go with
Congratulations
Tabitha.
on being prepared for the future.
Thanks again.
Hey, it's peace of mind. That's worth a little paperwork, right?
For you and Sean, no price is too high.
Good answer.
I have my moments.
Mom, Sean has been changed, but he absolutely refuses to
Man,
talk
I really can't stand these clothes. I'm glad that... I don't think they're even available throughout most of the game. It's pretty cool to see how they at least fleshed out this world a little bit.
Wonder what Sean will grow up to be.
My boy isn't giving his mother any trouble, is he? Hey, I fixed that mobile on his crib the other day. Why don't you give it a spin?
Well, I already did, but it is a pretty cool mobile.
That's my boy, on his best behavior, just like his dad. Well, most of the time, anyway. Listen, after breakfast, I was thinking we could head to the park for a bit. Weather should hold up.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Sir, Mom, you should come and see this.
So it's interesting.
What's wrong?
The game sets up a fun little domestic situation just for the sake of creating a contrast to disrupt it. Also, it's interesting that in the pre-world area...
Good old US of A.
You'll remember that in this history, the United States got revised into, I think, 13 megastates.
Flashes, sounds of explosions.
It's interesting to like go through the game, wandering through historical areas and really looking for areas where they might have accidentally not remembered that while fleshing out the backstory.
Confirmed reports, I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York and Pennsylvania. My God.
We need to get to the vault. Now!
That's not good.
Let's go!
Codsworth, stay safe, honey.
Residents of Sanctuary Hills, if you are registered,
Pretty
evacuate
birds.
Vault 111 immediately.
So here you're running with your neighbors to make it to the vault. You kind of jump.
Just help me pack it up.
I've often thought that it would be interesting to mod the game to offer some kind of a good way to see throughout more of the rest of the world what it looked like before the bombs fell.
I'm going in. You can't shoot me! Oh, okay.
We're not in the vault
Reporting
program.
this!
Oh my God, we're gonna die!
We need to get in. We're on the list.
Infant? Adult male? Adult female? Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
Good luck, sir. And God help us
You
all.
two, follow me. Come on.
What's gonna happen to all those people outside
We're
the
doing
gate?
everything we can. Now keep moving.
So cool.
Step on the platform in the center.
Is he making it? Yep.
Almost there. Is Sean okay?
He's fine. We're gonna be okay.
You can still kind of see your own house. Oop. Well, that's not good.
Hold on!
Unfortunately, I think even at that height, you would be kind of screwed. Because the radiation, the wind, you would probably just kind of be melted by it on the trip down into the vault. But it is a game, and it's doing this for dramatic effect.
We did it.
Hello, Mr. Russell.
We made it.
Everyone, please
It's gonna be
step
okay.
off the
Excuse
elevator
me.
and proceed up the stairs in an orderly fashion.
No need to worry, folks. We'll get everyone situated in your new home. Vault 111. A better future underground.
So we just...
Yes, up the stairs.
I can't believe it.
You seem awfully unbothered.
No, don't get caught up thinking of this. You're safe now.
Female.
This one's good. Step over to the table, take a seat. Just step over to the table.
This way.
Thanks. What now?
Just follow the doctor here. He'll show you where to go.
All right, you three. Follow me.
See?
This way.
This is where he's gone.
So it's also interesting to think about whether, given today's
This is one of our most
technology,
advanced
whether
facilities. Not that the others
you
aren't
could
great
successfully build this kind of thing out. There's a science fiction story by Neil Stephenson that I've been reading recently called Seven Eves that explores ideas that are kind of about human survival given current technology in fairly unorthodox conditions.
Put your vault suit on.
Here. We are gonna step in. Now, the question is, where did she get changed?
The pod will decontaminate.
Although I guess it would make sense to skip over that detail. And I think in general with the vaults, you just kind of have to assume that they're more representative of what's there, rather than being full depictions. Same thing with the cities, in that theoretically they should probably have a whole lot more people. Maybe if you imagine like every person representing 10 or 100 people, then the series would kind of make sense in that way. So yeah, so there are some tricks that we're going to do to get our intelligence up above 10 to help our character get experience much faster than they normally would. Well, maybe not much faster, but significantly faster. I don't remember if there's a way to skip over this.
This is the one.
Open it.
Yep. I guess you cannot skip this. It's been a while since I've played through from scratch.
Are we okay?
Almost. Everything's going to be fine. I got it. Let the boy go. I'm only going to tell you once. I'm not giving you Sean. Get out of here. Let's go. At least we still have a backup.
Cryogenic sequence. Reinitialized.
Okay, come on. That is one of the downsides with this, in that it really takes quite a long time before you're in control. But that's kind of characteristic of the recent Fallout games. Might have been a nice
Oh,
touch
God.
to have had
Why
you
would
sway.
Vault-Tec do this? Come on, come on, come on. Oh, God.
Cryo Exalt is an interesting...
I'll find who did this. And I'll get Sean back. I promise.
I will punch them out.
I can't be the only one left. Hello? Anyone?
So throughout the early part of the game, it's kind of important for you to grab just about everything you possibly can. Actually, that kind of remains true throughout much of the game.
Function in emergency exit door override. Please contact your Vault-Tec maintenance representative.
That would be pretty creepy. Seeing a giant roach. So that is something that you're going to see me do during this Let's Play. I will be grabbing all sorts of stuff all the time.
Giant roaches?
Just because I enjoy the settlement part of the game. And
What happened here? Where is
so
everyone?
with the settlements, you are frequently breaking things down and putting them to new uses. You actually can't put away your weapons yet? I guess not. So I'm going to open the evac tunnel, grab another gun.
Nice. Coming back later for you.
The Cryolator is one of those examples of a weapon that just... It should be awesome, but it's very hard to get ammo for it, and as a result, you usually won't actually use it. It's a pity. I don't think I've ever actually, in my many playthroughs of Fallout 4, used the Cryolator just because I worried too much about its ammo, and so I was always saving it. It would be terrifying in real life. Or at least it would inspire some of those just kind of primal ickiness that I think we generally have built into us around bugs. Still doing okay health-wise. So I'm used to playing the game in 4K, because I have a very kick-ass graphics card on this computer.
Is this all that's left?
But in order to record this well, I had to drop the resolution way, way down. Which is okay, I think. And that certainly on YouTube, I don't anticipate people will easily be able to view it in 4K or anything like that. And as kick-ass as my computer is, I'm not sure whether it would be able to record at 4K. I might try that sometime down the road. So anyhow, I'm going to try not to do a whole lot of stuff outside of the Let's Play. I'm not sure how long I'm going to go into the game with it. But there's a good chance that I'll be doing any fiddly settlement building. I actually kind of enjoy the brawling stuff near the beginning. Probably won't be able to get away with it forever, but it's a little bit more fun than the baton. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I anticipate doing a whole lot of crafting.
Please stand back.
but again, that will probably be outside the scope of the game. Yeah, well, maybe I should switch to the gun. I don't remember how far I've gone with just fisticuffs. Yeah. Come on. Kind of cute design for a ball, or for a giant door, like that kind of rolling gear thing. And that it immediately solves the problem of how do you make it seal well, and how do you make it move well. There might be other designs that would make sense, but I think that's at least a pretty immediately compelling idea. Okay, we are heading up.
Enjoy your return to the surface, and thank you for choosing Vault Tech.
So here we are at level 1, nice and vulnerable. Another thing that you might find odd about what I do is that I do not ever meet the Minutemen. I don't like them as a faction. I think they're uninteresting and annoying. Ooh, it's bright out for somebody who has spent the last several hundred years, well, except Frozen. So, but yeah, I avoid the Minutemen, and so I do all of my settlement building outside of their, not with their assistance or involvement. But you do want to make sure that you have supplies. So I'm gonna keep on grabbing stuff. Around we go, and then back home. In the past, I would never bother to go and meet Codsworth because I was under the impression that you couldn't get him without meeting the Minutemen. But if you're just very careful with where you end that quest, then you can get him. And it turns out that he becomes pretty useful, particularly with some of the mods that I have, or well, not mods, some of the DLC that I have. I mean, I have all the DLC, but the Roboticist DLC actually means that you can turn Codsworth into a fairly useful companion, whereas initially he was not particularly impressive. So I actually, in this game, will be doing stuff with Sanctuary. Home we go.
As I live and breathe. Oh, it's...
Oh my god. This can't be happening.
It would be really
This
bizarre.
isn't happening.
Isn't happening.
Like going to sleep, well, being suspended and then waking up and finding your neighborhood in ruins.
They killed him.
Oh, Mom, these things you're saying. It's been ages since we've had a problem.
It doesn't make sense.
It's worse than
200 years.
a bitter. That means you're...
So you're reacquainting yourself?
Codsworth, you're acting...
Mom, I spent... and don't...
Stay with me, pal.
I'm afraid...
Thank you, Codsworth. Right?
Nah, enough feelings, shall we, sir?
All right.
Proud to...
Sure.
So I will be doing a moderate amount of just seeking advantage. Also, another thing worth noting, I like to leave the area around my character's home as kind of a preserve. Just because I think that they would probably get some amount of consolation from the idea that their home, after all of this, is still more or less intact. So I don't tend to do a whole lot with this settlement.
In another house. Follow me.
One of the things I don't particularly like about the game is that corpses, I don't think they ever get cleared, or if they do, it's a very slow process, and I've never noticed them being cleared. So whenever invasions happen, so maybe get some XP by participating, but I seem to be being a little bit of butterfingers. Okay, well, it's grabbing stuff. The downside is that you need to reach a point where you can actually put some of the stuff down, and I'm still a little bit of a ways away from that. Basically, I need a place to keep my loot. Okay, there we go. Is this? Yeah, that's novice. It is kind of nice that you can get some XP from picking locks and stuff.
Got it.
Okay, yep. Grab some junk.
Ah, sir and young Sean.
Sean's out there.
What about Concord, Mum?
Right? Thanks for your help, Codsworth.
Good luck, Mum. You'll find young
Sure.
I shall remain here and secure the home front.
Okay, so we're going to go to Concord because we desperately need some kind of a companion because we're not going with the Minutemen. And it would be nice to have somebody to help us carry stuff. Later on in the game, we're going to get some perks that help us carry some more stuff and not worry so much about our weight allowance, but that's a ways down the line. Off we go. One of the weirder things about Fallout is it's particularly with Fallout 4, because I know some of the early Fallouts were not this way, but it kind of pretends that it's reasonable that this very large amount of time has passed. And yet, you would expect there to be a lot more damage to everything in that time. So Red Rocket is a settlement. We can get our kind of first companion here.
Hey, boy. What are you doing out here all by yourself? You want to come with me, pal? Okay, then. Let's stick together.
So you can go with dog meat, but dog meat will not get you perks for maxing affinity. In fact, there's no such thing as affinity with him. So he is more of a companion that I will use in the late game because he's kind of fun. Let's see, how do you trigger the event? Because you usually will have to do something to make a settlement yours. Doesn't seem to want to trigger. Maybe you have to... Anyhow, it looks like I was wrong. You actually can drop off some stuff now. I was used to, in past playthroughs of this, needing to do quite a lot more to open up the settlement, but I guess that is not the case. At least not this time. So we're gonna drop off everything, which gets us down to 14 pounds. Cool. Oh, there they are. Wow, that's really terrible. Hey. Now, this is why you want to have companions. because it's fairly dangerous to be out here without some kind of backup. Okay, so those are the mole rats. I still am kind of weirded out because I am used to... needing to clear those guys before I can claim the settlement, but I guess not this time. Anyhow, so we're gonna go down and visit Concord. Ooh, hello. There we go. Sweet. Okay, get some meat. Get some stuff. There was one more. It's easy to lose track of foes here, but I think we've taken care of it. Oh yeah, so we can level up. Let's see, what will our first level up be? So gun nut is always tempting, but Scrapper is probably one of the most important perks. Really, you want to get Scrapper up to level 3 as soon as you can, but that's a level 40 thing. It's at level 23 that you can start building some of the more important items for your settlements. So we're going to keep pressing ahead. Let's save real quick. Again, you'll notice a lot of my grabbing absolutely everything that I can. There we go.
Hey, up here! On the balcony! I've got a group of settlers inside. The raiders are almost through the door. Grab that laser musket and help us, please!
Now, that is the thing that I didn't notice before. That satisfies the quest that Codsworth gives you to just go check out Concord. I thought you actually had to enter the museum, but you don't. And so I'm just going to go drop off my junk, and then I'm going to go swamp companions to Codsworth. Because initially he's not the most impressive companion, but you basically want to maximize... When you maximize affinity with a companion in Fallout 4, then you get a special skill that you keep even when... Let's see. So we don't need that, or that. And we're going to improve our gear. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, that's one of the things I forgot. You can't... there's no nice view that you can get that will let you see how you're looking. Okay, so we have right arm and right leg. We don't have any left here, but that's okay. I think this is good enough for now. We're looking all right. Have to get back out of that. Because later on we can give some of this gear to our settlers, or we can sell it. So yeah, I don't like to give up on stuff. Let's do our second level up and see. What do we want to do? I'm not going to be able to get level 2 Scrapper for quite a number of levels. We're going to aim for is the charisma thing that lets you send people between settlements, which is charisma 6, so we need to get our charisma up. So I'll spend that point on bumping my charisma up to 5. In 2 levels I'll be able to have that perk. So we will pop back to Sanctuary. So one thing you'll notice with the way that I'm going to be handling settlements is I want the settlements to be places where I would like to live, at least in this fantasy world. And they should be places that feel safe, because, and this is something I've noticed a lot of people don't do, and they probably should. Where's Cod? Oh, there he is.
Hey, Codsworth.
Mum, welcome back, Mum. I do hope you were able to find some assistance in Concord.
Nope. Nothing useful.
I thought the chances may be a bit on the slim side. I realize that I'm no Mr. Gutsy, but if needed, I'd be honored to accompany you throughout the Commonwealth.
Sure. Yes, of course.
Lead the way, Mum.
Okay.
Not to worry there, pup. Your mistress is in good hands.
So, Dogmeat will head back to Red Rocket. And also, I might not have unlocked the settlement bench here. There we go. And now we're going to start the task of building our network of people that will be the key to our success in this game. So for that, I think we want to go to the farm. Oh, hello.
Ah, that's fine. Ah, well, I suppose there's plenty more where that came from.
So you can kind of see on your marker. I don't know how your character would possibly notice this. Oh, I keep forgetting. Before you get certain perks, water is highly radioactive. I always get Aqua Boy, I think is the name, or Aqua Girl, or Aqua Lad, or whatever it's called, just because I like not needing to worry about. So I like not needing to worry about the radiation. And I know that a lot of people find that to be kind of a useless perk, but sometimes just not needing to worry in life is something worth seeking. Okay, so here we are at the farm.
New here? Well, if you've got anything worth trading, you can talk to me.
I want to talk to her, though. I would like for these guys to become my ally.
Peaceful farm. We don't want any trouble.
It's okay. I'm friendly. Not looking to cause any trouble.
If you say so, but be warned, we're armed here, so don't try anything. Let me tell you, farming ain't easy.
It's kind of cool that you can see those big factories in the background.
And every minute of it, spent watching your back.
Farming's hard work.
Won't argue with that. Blake Abernathy. You new to the Commonwealth?
Yes. And no. It's a long story.
Either way, good to see a new face. How about you? Ever think about working the land?
I'll probably give it a try someday.
Well, good luck to you then. Maybe I'll see you at the Diamond City Market someday and we'll do a swap. Word of advice though, if you do start up a farm, be ready to deal with the raiders. Why do all the hot...
You need to do it.
It ain't that simple. If I drive them up, last time those raiders... Now she's buried out. That's why we need the...
There's nothing worse than losing a child. Believe me, I know.
All too well, I'm afraid. My sympathies are with you both.
I'm sorry to hear you say so. I don't have much to offer, but...
So basically, he wants you to...
It'd mean a lot to us.
Fetch something from...
Don't worry. I'll get that locket back for you.
Good.
From the body of his
feels
daughter.
like it's a part of Mary. I don't think...
And I know that it's really early to be taking on an ambitious quest at this point, but I really need an ally early in the game. And you can start to build a settlement, but you're not going to really have the stuff to pull people to it initially, whereas if you can get Abernathy Farm allied to you, then you kind of have a useful base of operations until you can really bootstrap your own stuff up further. Good old dog. Neat. And we're gonna head east. It's very weird for me to see this in its natural form. I always turn this into a highly developed settlement. It's usually kind of my main settlement. Whoa, don't want to mess with you. I don't remember if the weakest form of that creature is super dangerous, but I spy with my little eye.
What's all this?
Okay. Whoa. So many. Okay, get past that. Okay, gun. Early on, you also kind of have to pay a lot of attention to caps. And very slowly, you will be building your stock of medkits and right-of-way, stuff like that.
What's all this then? Not this time!
This is a dangerous fight because they have guns, and I can't rely on distance to be my friend, really. But again, it's very handy to have Godsworth, because he will heal in ways that I won't. Cool. Yeah, it's kind of an anti-frustration feature, but in Fallout 4, if you get overwhelmed, you can just kind of hang out and wait for a very long time and let your companion deal with everything. Since although they can be knocked down, they will eventually heal and stand back up again and give it another go. And even if they're knocked down again, eventually they will do enough damage to your foes which don't heal that you will be good. I don't quite remember what the deal is with this place. Oh, did I go too far? It looks like I'm accidentally heading north. Okay, I don't remember if there's anything useful here, but let's go take a quick peek before we head off. What is that here? More stim packs. Again, it's vitally important that you just keep on making your weapons better throughout the game. And that you keep on gathering.
Nice.
Well, I don't tend to use power armor that much, but any helps. Oh, and this has some kind of a holotape. So if I remember right, that's not a holotape you actually want to use. It's kind of dangerous, so... At this point, we're definitely not ready to fight a robot. So, rad stags, we are going to leave them alone. Oh, there is some power armor. But, again, we don't have a whole lot productive that we can do with that power armor. We would need a fusion core to even turn the thing on, and we don't have one of those. So, we're going to keep proceeding. This is another fun thing about the game, in that oftentimes you will just stumble across a fight that's already happened.
Picking up hostile light
But I've been spotted, and now I am the target. That's not good. Uh-oh. Typically, when you're dealing with foes with weapons, particularly in the early game, you probably prefer to hold back and find cover. But you slipped inside. That top's worth kind of loosen them up, or not. He apparently isn't super interested in that, so we will hop outside. Oh, maybe not. Not sure if they will shoot me through the floor. And if I just keep ducking.
Give up now. I'll make it.
Maybe Codsworth will go and draw their fire and I'll be able to slip up and... Up we go. Oh, he's dead. Actually, there might not be anything left then. Codsworth may have taken care of everything. Yep, looks like it. So I will just start on my way down. Pretty sure he won't be able to take care of the entire inside of this facility, but you never know. How are we doing on pounds? We're about up to 100 pounds. That's okay so far. We do have to be careful with how much we're carrying, though, because there's a carry limit, and when you go over it, then things get real ridiculous real fast. In terms of you won't be able to the left arm. Good. Is there a left leg? No. Okay. Well, we're still doing nicely. There's somebody who can detect us, but I don't see where they are, so let's go ahead on. Sometimes when you do that, the person will pop through the door behind you, because the game likes to not let you just run through a door and get away from foes.
If I may, something about this place looks a tad unsafe.
Yep, all right. It's pretty unsavory. Rat axe.
Really, does no one believe in proper lighting anymore?
Okay, open this. We need a terminal for that, and I think you need advanced
Security's
hacking
too
skill.
good.
I don't have that.
What the fuck was that?
Come out of here, scallywags, if you dare!
So a whole lot of this game is about brinksmanship. and that you want to provoke trouble, but not so much trouble that you're going to get killed. It's probably kind of a general principle in good gaming. You want people to be able to moderate their danger and their skill level, particularly in relatively open environments, because they will then just be able to push how challenging things are according to their skill. Okay. That. So I really enjoy the world building aspect of the game. I think that it adds a lot. I recognize that it isn't obvious that it would, particularly given that it's a break from the kind of game that this is.
Someone there?
Oh. So here we have to be careful because I think that there's some very dangerous foe down here, which we kind of expect. There's a military installation, and obviously we wouldn't go through the technical.
What's all this then?
So here we are facing the least dangerous version of that foe, which is good because at mid-levels, somebody with that kind of gun would make short work of you.
It's just little old me. Nothing to be afraid. Oh well. Carry on. Let's get these psychopaths.
Hello. And here we finally hit it, that you are carrying too much and you can't run. To deal with that, we're going to hand some of our stuff to Cuthbert. But again, we're going to keep grabbing everything before we do so. Okay, there we go. The minigun here weighs almost 30 pounds, so it's a big part of this. Pipe pistols, oftentimes late in the game, I won't even bother to pick them up, because their weight to useful component ratio, or their weight to sale cost ratio, is very poor. So usually they're the only thing that I'll categorically ignore. Don't need that. Okay. Unfortunately, he's full now, so I have to maybe start being selective. I guess the goal here is to get absolutely everything I can.
Would not believe how this place sets off my cleaning senses.
Up to my reasonable carry limit. Without making it too much of a management burden. So much junk. Yep. All this stuff.
200 years ago.
So in order to actually pull people into your settlements, you need to be able to build a radio tower. Maybe is this? No. Thought somewhere around here there might have been a holotape that can open that terminal upstairs, but I don't seem to be finding it. Oh, there's a room.
Impressive. Well, it's no General Atomics back in the day, but still not too shabby.
There isn't too much more that you typically need down here. Another room. It's another thing that bothers me, that even if you settle a place, your settlers will not clean up the world. I don't know if that's due to decreased standards, or if it's just to keep the flavoring of the game. might be to keep the flavoring of the game. But just if I were to actually want to live somewhere, I would probably want to clean it up. At least do a little bit of sweeping to get like the piles of dust and stuff out. That's a fun part of that room. Flammable floors. I think there was something useful in here that made it work. Okay. Made it worth visiting.
The lack of lighting here is appalling.
Fortunately, a flashlight built into my wrist. And the foes here are really quite weak. Intel room key, that's what I was looking for.
200 years ago, I never would have thought this level of dust possible.
Okay. This has to be a quick visit because it's fairly radioactive. And this early in the game, I don't have anything protecting me from radiation. Later on, everything gets considerably easier. It's like I'm not doing bad at building up my stock of bobby pins.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh my,
looking good.
Dust.
I think we're done here. I mean, apart from whatever's in the intel room, I think it's partly randomly generated. Back we go. Pretty sure that there wasn't really anything else interesting up there. Okay, intel room key has to be opened by...
No way I'm cracking this.
No. Oh, that's just a straight out opening. It doesn't make it easier to hack. It just opens it for you as a door. I don't think that they really did that a whole lot as a design pattern in this dungeon. And I guess really when you get down to it, these games are kind of dungeons with different flavorings. But anyhow, we're getting pretty near the 1 hour mark. And I think that ends up being hard to upload videos to YouTube that are much bigger than that. So I'll have to do... I was hoping to wrap this up. Okay, I think that's everything important. Yeah. So we'll have to wrap this, or we'll take this forward in the second video. So this has been a 1 hour, more or less, of a Let's Play. And hopefully the discourse will end up being a little bit more, a little bit less distracted by the intro in the next video. So, I will see you there.